Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to my channel. And in this video, I'm going to take you through a series of exercises designed to help those tight hips. So whether you're a runner or a cyclist, or perhaps you've been sat at your desk for 8 hours in the day, these exercises will help to mobilize the hips and also gently stretch the muscles around the hip joints. There's a couple of things that you're going to need for these exercises. Something to go between your knees, whether that's a yoga block or maybe a cushion or a towel that you could fold up or roll up. If your hamstrings are a little bit tight, I would also recommend having another cushion to go underneath your hips for one of the exercises. And then if you have a resistance band, that's optional for our one leg circle. I like to use the band because it helps to support the weight of the leg, and I find I can really mobilize the hip a bit more, but equally you can do it without the band if you don't have one. It's not a problem at all. We're going to start off lying down on your back. If you can bend your knees and bring your heels a little bit closer to your bum than you would normally position them. And we're going to slowly bridge. We're going to peel the spine away from the floor. It's a really nice way just to start opening out through the front of the hips. So you're going to tilt your pelvis, let the lower back drop down towards the floor, and then slowly peel your spine up. And as you come up higher into that bridge, I'm just going to start to feel that opening through the front of the hip and the thigh. Push the knees away from you. And then bring the spine slowly back down onto the floor, one vertebrae at a time. Bringing your pelvis back to neutral now. Just one leg. Allow that hip to open and the knee to drop out to the side. Bring it back up and do the same to the other side. See if you can keep the pelvis level as you drop the knee. And then we're going to go into the bridge again, tilting the pelvis, slowly peeling the spine off the floor, pushing the knees away, feeling the opening at the front of the hips, and then rolling the spine back down, coming back to neutral, and then dropping that knee out to the side and bringing back up, and the other side and back up. Tilting the pelvis again as we start to peel the spine back away from the floor. Opening up the front of those hips and then rolling the spine back down. Pelvis comes back into neutral. We slowly drop that knee out to the side. So with control, make sure the pelvis doesn't shift too much. So we can see if we can keep those hip bones level as we externally rotate from the hip. Let's do that again. Bringing the pelvis slowly up, lifting the spine. Breathing out as you roll the spine back down to the floor. Not missing any of those vertebrae in the lower back. And then dropping that knee out to the side, lifting it up, and the other side, and lifting back up. Okay, so we're going to circle the leg now and start to open that hip a little bit more. If you do have a resistance band, what you can do is you can put it around the bottom of your foot and then make sure the band is long enough and your elbows can rest on the floor. And then when you circle your leg, the band supports the weight of the leg. So that is an option if you want to use the resistance band, but we can do it without the band as well. So I'll keep the band on for this one, and then I'll do it without the band on the other side. Make sure that pelvis is in neutral. If those hamstrings are a little bit tight, soften the knee until that leg is a bit more comfortable. And then we're going to take the leg out to the side, circle away and then come straight back up that centre line. And again, we're trying to keep that pelvis stable as the leg goes out to the side. And then back up, and then we're going to go back around the other way. So we'll take the leg down towards the floor first, and then opening out to the side, coming around and back to centre. Now, because you're gripping, if you're using the band, you might be gripping onto it quite hard. So just watch out. You don't want those shoulders to get too tense. And then we're going to change over to the other side. So I'll do this one without the band. We're going to bring the leg up. And then we'll start to circle. So if you can straighten the leg, you can really lengthen through. But if those hamstrings are a little bit tight, a little bit grumpy at the back of the thigh, if you feel your leg starting to shake, then bend the knee so that your leg is comfortable, and then you can really start to open out that hip. Let's go around the other way. Finish your circle and bring that foot down to the floor. Now the next exercise, we're going to bring both legs up and we're going to have the legs extended. Now this is where you might want to put your folded blanket or your cushion or your towel underneath the hips, especially if those hamstrings are a little bit tight. So I'm going to put the cushion under my hips, and then your block or your other folded cushion or towel is going to go between the knees, and I'm going to just turn very slightly so you can get a better view of the rotation of my hips. So we're going to have the legs raised. You're going to put whatever you're using between your knees. Just rest your arms down onto the floor, and you're going to rotate from the hips. So from that hip socket, rotate so that the thighs start to turn out, and then rotate the other way so that the thighs start to turn in. And as you're doing these rotations, what I want you to focus on is keeping the length through the legs. What might happen as you turn out is your knees might start to bend and you feel your heels coming together, and that's what we want to work to avoid. So really extend through the legs and then just slowly rotate in and out. You can rest at any time, so you could bend the knees, bring the knees into the chest, and then extend those legs and do a few more. This is a really lovely move for mobilizing those hips, getting that rotation. Let's just do one more in each direction. And bring the knees in. Okay, so we're going to come back up onto your knees now. And because we're going to be kneeling up, you may want to put some padding underneath the knees just for comfort. You're going to bring your right foot forward and take a big step forward away from that left leg. Now we're going to tuck the tailbone under, and as you start to bring those hips forward, you're going to get an opening through the front of that hip and down into the thigh. So this is going to feel a little bit stronger than when we were down on the floor and doing the bridge. You can stay here, you can rest your hands on that front thigh. But if you want to make that stretch a little bit deeper, we're going to extend the arms out to the side and then slowly twist round to your right. So you twist towards the front leg and then come back to the center. And we'll do that again. Breathe out as you twist. Breathe in as you come back. Do that one more time. And then bring the arms down. We're going to change sides. So left foot forward this time. Now make sure you tuck that pelvis under. And then come forward into the stretch. If that's enough of a stretch, stay here. Just rest your hands on the thigh. Breathe into that stretch. Otherwise, we could extend the arms and then that twist. Breathing out and then breathing in as you go back to the center. Again, keeping the shoulders relaxed as you twist. And come back. Do that one more time. So this left leg, we're going to take it out to the side now. Now this is really a stretch for the groin, but I think it's a really nice opener for the hip as well. So the leg comes out to the side and you're going to bring your hands down onto the floor. Now you could use a block or a cushion underneath your hands if that suits you better, or you could bring the hands all the way down onto the floor. I want you to lengthen through the spine here, so try not to hunch and round through the back. Spine is long, and then we're going to gently shift the body weight forward and back. As you sit back towards your heel, you'll find that stretch on the inner thighs start to increase. So experiment, play with it and see what works for you. I'm going to see if I can keep that length through my spine as I start sitting back. Let's just do that one more time. And then we'll change over onto the other side. So bringing the other knee onto the floor, other leg extends. Again, that length through the spine, and then slowly sitting back. Just a very gentle rocking motion. Just that release into the inner thigh. I'm going to do that one more time. Sitting back towards that heel. And then we'll bring that straight leg in under the hip and sit up back. So I hope you found those useful. I always love to read your comments. You can add them below. If you have any requests for other videos that you would like, then put those in the comments too. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you next time.